Hi, welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be about how I do my gel nails at home. I love having my nails painted, but I hate that feeling that I'm constantly having to redo them because they keep chipping. Now, with gel nails, they are supposed to last longer. SensatioNail does say that theirs lasts 2 weeks or up to 2 weeks. So 3 weeks, they really should be almost completely off, but they actually don't look too bad. You can see that like my middle nail and my pinky nail actually look really good. Like the pinky nail, it's just grown out a little bit, but it hasn't really chipped at all. So after 3 weeks, like my ring finger has started to chip a little bit, and so has my index finger, and actually the thumb looks pretty good too. So that's after 3 weeks. Yes, you can go and get them done at the salon, but after a while that kind of starts to add up, and I kind of feel like if I can do it myself at home, I would just rather spend that money on something else. So there are a couple of different gel kits that are out there. The one that I'm going to tell you about today that I use is SensatioNail, and you can go get the starter kit, which comes with a couple of different things. You will get an LED lamp, a bottle of gel cleanser, gel primer, double-sided emery board, manicure stick. It'll also come with some lint-free wipes. I decided to just use some paper towels because that's all I had at the time, and I felt like they worked just as well. So if you'd like to save some money after you run out of yours in the starter kit, using paper towels is just as good. You will also get a clear base coat in your starter kit. Now, once I ran out of mine, I actually went back and saw that they have a different kind of base coat that's an easy off formula, so that when you remove your gel nails, it's not as difficult to get off. And there's also this gel treatment that's better for your nails. And you will get this quick reference guide that will provide instructions on how to apply the gel nails, as well as how to take them off. You're probably thinking, if I decide to use SensatioNail, what if I don't like their color selection? Well, I personally like it a lot, and they have so many different colors, but if you find another gel color, like this one by Sally Hansen, this is like a nice lilac color, you can still use this with the LED lamp, and I have found that it works just as well. So don't feel like you're limiting yourself by choosing a particular brand and feeling like you won't be able to use the colors from a different brand. I'm going to show you how to put on gel nails, but first I'm going to show you the process of how you take them off. There are a couple of things that you will need. The first step in the process is to kind of lightly buff off the shine and the surface of the nails. So what I use for this is this little tool right here. It's just a little nail drill that actually has several different attachments, and there's this one that I like to use to just kind of buff off the shine of the old gel nails that you had on. You will also need some scissors, some foil, and nothing special. I know that they sell foil for your nails, but just the regular stuff will work fine. Some cotton balls and 100% acetone. So for your first step of just removing the shine from the surface of the nails, I'm going to use my little nail drill. If you don't want to use that, feel free to just use a regular, nail file, emery board, whatever you have will work, but I just like to use this. So I'm going to just begin to do this for every single nail. So as you can see, I'm starting to just remove the shiny part of the top of the nail. You want to take it easy. You obviously don't want to shave it all the way down until the actual gel nail comes off. Now I've just lightly buffed the surface of the nails with my nail drill, and I just found that using the drill works faster than using a regular emery board. Now you're going to take your cotton ball, or cotton balls, however many you need, and actually you want to just unravel this until you get one long strand, and then just kind of break this into little pieces that will fit on your individual nail. I should end up with about this little size of individual cut up pieces of the cotton that can go onto each finger. So you should have 10 total. You want to make sure that you have your foil cut up into little strips that are about this size that are going to be wrapped around your finger. Now we're at a point where we are ready to use our 100% acetone, and it does need to be 100% acetone. You are not going to be able to get away with using regular nail polish remover. It's not going to get this gel polish off of your nails. Now, with that being said, when you use 100% acetone, this stuff is really harsh. So you do not want this to actually get on your skin while you're in the process of trying to remove your gel nails. Something that's going to be really important to protect your skin while you're doing this process is to use some kind of petroleum jelly or something that will serve as a barrier. I like to use this Mary Kay Extra Emollient Night Cream. It smells really nice. It's got this pink color to it, and that's just what I use, but you can just use petroleum jelly and that will work just as well. So what you want to do is take whatever you're using as your barrier and make sure that you take that and completely cover your fingers, your skin area that's going to be around the nails. You don't want to actually put it on the nails. You want to leave the top of your nails exposed so that the acetone can remove the gel polish, but every other area of your finger needs to be covered in whatever kind of petroleum jelly you're using. And now I've completely covered all of the area kind of up to this knuckle that might potentially have some acetone around it, including the bottom, like the pads of my fingers. So now my fingers are protected. I'm now going to use my 100% acetone. I'm going to take the cap off, and I'm actually going to just use this cap as a holder for the amount of acetone that I'm going to be using. I have my cap full of acetone. I'm going to take my cotton ball, my first one, and I'm going to just lightly dip it into the acetone. You don't want to have so much that the acetone's just dripping all over the place, so just enough to get it damp. You're going to take the cotton ball and place it on one of your fingers, then take your piece of foil and use that to wrap your finger just like so. So you're going to repeat the same step on every single finger. All of my fingers are done now. I am only going to let this sit for 10 minutes. I cannot emphasize enough how destructive this acetone can be if you decide to leave it on longer. Really only do this for 10 minutes. Time it and take them off immediately after that time has elapsed. One time I used this on my hands while I was really tired, and I actually fell asleep for an hour. When I woke up, my fingers felt so bad. I took them off. Let me tell you, it was bad news. My fingers looked like they had aged like 20 years. I had to use a really heavy hand cream for several days for them to get back to normal. Just let that be a word of caution as to why it's so important for you to only have this stuff on your hands for a couple of minutes, because then after that it's going to get everywhere. Okay, so our 10 minutes is up and I'm ready to take these off. I do have just a paper towel to make sure I don't make a mess. And then this finger here, you can really see how it's all just kind of come off without me even trying to scrape anything off. Look at how much I was able to just wipe off with a paper towel. Sorry about that, I had to switch rooms, but here is my nails. They are completely ready to have new gel polish put on them. They're getting a little long, so I'm gonna trim these. This would be the time when you would want to cut and file your nails to whatever length you prefer. Your next step is going to be to take the pink side of the emery board that they gave you, very lightly buff off the shine of the natural nail. So don't overdo that step. This is kind of what it looks like, and it's just going to allow the gel polish to bond a little bit better with your natural nail. Now you'll take your gel cleanser and just put this on a paper towel in my case, or if you're using one of the lint-free wipes, you can use that. And you're going to saturate whatever you're using and then just rub the nails to remove any debris or lint from your nail. Then you will take your gel primer. This is going to be a very light application. You're really just going to go around the outside of the nail. You don't want to actually touch your skin, just stay on the nail. You don't have to cover the entire area, but you're going to do this as well on each nail. Then you will be ready to put your first base coat on. Well, really, this is used as your base as well as your top coat. So I'm going to put my base coat on, and again, very thin application. You don't want to use too much, and we'll just paint the entire surface of each nail. And you also want to cap the tip of your nail. I'm just going to do my first 4 fingers so that I can place these under my LED light, and I don't want to blind you, but I'm going to press this button on the top and the purple light's going to come on. As you can see, it is glowing, and it has mirrors like on every side of the interior. So the light stays on for 60 seconds and it actually beeps after the first 30 seconds. When you're putting the clear base coat on, you only need to keep them in here for 30 seconds. When we put our color polish on, we will keep it in for the full 60 seconds. I cured the gel on my first 4 fingers with the LED light. Now I'm going to do both of my thumbs, and the last 4 are done. So from here you have a couple of different directions you can take. Either you can just leave them clear and you'll just have a nice sheen and shine to them for up to 2 weeks, or you can do French tips, or you can add a solid color. What I was using before is this mauve color. I'm going to switch it up and use this color called Pink Date. And again, just a very thin application onto your finger. It's a very easy and straightforward process from there. So you're just going to put 1 layer of color on each of your fingers. And again, I do these 4 and then my thumbs and then the other 4. And this is the final result after I've put 2 coats of color and then top that off with a clear coat. It looks great, and it'll be like this for at least 2 weeks for me, and typically up to 2 weeks for most people. So I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you found it helpful, and I will have links to all of the products down below in the description section.